All right, second part of chapter one, Things Not Seen by Andrew Clements. She's kind of rocking back and forth in her chair, trying to get her breathing to slow down. She doesn't know where to look. Her eyes dart all over while I'm sitting, but then she focuses in on the captive hand, that blank space between her two hands that feels like her only child, her little baby Bobby, and her life's big disappointment. It's Dad again. He's clearing his throat. This means he knows something we don't, and he wants to be sure we're listening carefully. Emily, now think. We can't tell a soul about this. Not one person. Not your parents, not Dr. Weston, not Margie or Louise, not anyone. Imagine what would happen if news of this, whatever it is, if this got out in public. We'd have every reporter and every camera in the world on our front steps in half an hour. And the government. I know the government. They would be here in 10 minutes after the story broke to take Bobby somewhere safe. You think the CIA and the Joint Chiefs would be interested in this? I can tell you without a doubt they would. So we tell no one. He stops to let that sink in. When there's a family crisis or something that happens, usually you get to call outside for help. When Bobby gets caught shoplifting, you call your lawyer. When Mom drops her ring down the drain, you call a plumber. Dad spills the charcoal grill onto the deck, you call the fire department. If your kid dissolves in the shower one morning, who do you call? No one. Dad's got it right. This has to stay in the house. Then Dad crams some phony cheer into his voice and says, "Hey, who knows? Everything could be back to normal in half an hour. But no matter what, we tell everyone. Agreed?" Mom slowly nods her head yes, and so do I. Dad looks in my direction and says, "And you agree too, Bobby?" And then I realize Dad can't see me nodding. So I say, "Absolutely. My invisible lips are sealed." Then I say, "But Mom's got a good point. Even if we can't tell anyone, we have to do something." Dad again. Do? Well, first we have to think. Things that are impossible never happen, and everything that happens has a law behind it. I mean, there's only cause and effect, right? We are looking at an effect, so there must be a cause. We find the cause, we reverse it, and that eliminates the effect. Joe Physics again. It's the look on Mom's face that makes me talk back to Dad because she isn't buying his little science speech either. So I say, "Yeah, that sounds great, Dad, but that still doesn't answer the question, which is, what do I do? Like right now, like all day today, and tomorrow, and maybe next week. This isn't some physics lab, Dad. This is me. Why don't you just admit the truth is you have no idea what I should do?" That brings Mom back to life. "Now listen here, young man." It never fails. Whenever I screw up or mouth off, I miraculously become a young man. Mom keeps talking. "Your father and I have always been good parents, and we're not going to stop just because of some special problem. So just mind your manners and keep a civil tongue in your head. We'll do everything we can. You know that." Dad is nodding along, and he says, "Of course we will, Bobby. Now just everyone calm down. What we need to do most of all is think clearly. There's no such thing as a problem that can't be solved or a process that can't be explained. It just takes clear thinking." And by that, of course, Dad means his thinking. They're both talking loud, and yesterday I would have just shut up or said, "I'm sorry," or something, but it's amazing how brave you feel when the people who have run your life for 15 years suddenly can't see the disgusted look on your face. I stand up so fast that my chair tips over backward with a big bang. I yank the towel from around my waist and throw it onto the table. "Well, how's this?" I'm shouting. "How about if I just disappear for a while? You two go ahead and do all the clear thinking you want to. I'll just drop out of sight, lay low a little while. And then I'll let you know what I've been thinking." I take 3 silent steps backward and stand near the doorway by the telephone. 5, 6, 7, 10 seconds. "Bobby?" Mom is on her feet, looking at where I used to be, but she can sense I'm not there. "Bobby, you stop this instant!" Now she's panicked. She's figured out that I could be out the door and on a bus by now. She's looking every which way, wringing her hands and biting her lower lip, and then yelling, "Bobby! Bobby!" And Dad is just sitting, palms flat on the table, staring at the floor, shaking his head. It's the logic again. Dad sees right away that I have all the power, so he's not wasting energy. But then come the tears. Mom slumps down in her chair and starts crying, and I can't take that. I can never take that. I have to fold. So I say, real quiet like, all right. I'm right over here. But remember, I'm the one with the problem here, not you. Because that's what they do, both of them. Like if I get in trouble at school, suddenly they're the ones on trial, and they have to figure out what they have to do. It's always about them. Mom's mad, but mostly relieved. "Robert, that was just mean. It's not fair to hide that way. Promise me, Robert, that you will never do that again." And now I'm not the young man. Now I'm Robert, and I'm doing this to her. But I promise, with my invisible fingers crossed, of course. Then I say, "But, guys, do you get what I mean? I mean, this isn't just some phenomenon. It's not like I've got chicken pox or the flu or something. This is completely different. And it's happening to me. And it means that I can't do anything like I did it yesterday. So that's what I'm saying. What do I do?" And now I've got myself scared too. Because it's true. Horribly true. Here I am, standing here with my feet cramping up on the cold floor, imagining the rest of my life as the ultimate weirdo. I can't go anywhere. Clothes are supposed to have a body inside of them, and mine is missing. I could go out naked, but that's not something sane people do anytime in Chicago, especially not in February. School? Gone. Off the air. Not that I care much. It's the U of C lab school. That's where the professors and the local geniuses and all the rest of the university creeps send their kids. It's supposed to be so great. Better than Francis Parkman. Better than North Shore Country Day. Blah, blah, blah. Most of the time I can barely tolerate it. Except for the libraries. And the jazz band. I mean, it's not like I'm some psycho loner or anything. I've got friends, kids I eat lunch with, stuff like that. But I'm just not a private school kid. I go there because my family moved here 6 years ago. Plus, my mom teaches at the university, so tuition is cheap. Maybe my school's a great place if you're a show-off genius or a soccer god or something. But if you're me, it's just school. But that's over, at least for today. I stand there in the kitchen, naked and shivering, and I look at Mom and Dad still sitting at the table. They're stumped. I've never seen them this way. That might be the scariest thing of all. With parents like mine, you get used to having them tell you what to do next. But I can see they don't have a clue. Not about this. And suddenly I think, why did I ever believe they had all the answers anyway? I mean, They do know a lot of semi-interesting stuff. Mom knows politics and history and English literature inside out, and Dad's a certified brainiac, so he knows tons, and that's fine for them, but all that's got nothing to do with me. Not right now. So I look at them sitting there and I say, I'll be up in my room. I've got to figure out what to do. And it's true. I've got to figure it out. Because what's happening right now, this is about me. End of chapter 1.